and get a studio apartment on rent, and after all that we would be lucky if we saved 1000 dirhams a month. And I'm using the word slavery not because we were oppressed, but because we were just earning enough to sustain our living. So this fear of losing job was like a sword constantly hanging over my head. Talking about child education and expenses associated with it, in Canada, public schooling is free. You don't even have to pay for the logistics expense, meaning the pick and drop service for your child in Canada. Whereas in Dubai, not only you have to pay for that, but you also... Hi everyone, this is Bilal Zafar. You're watching Honest Reviews Canada. This is a comparison between life in Dubai versus life in Canada. And I am making this video because I have lived in Dubai as well as Canada, and the most suitable audience for this video are the expats working especially in the Middle East who are considering relocating to countries that would give them permanent residence, countries including Australia and Canada. In this video, I have shared very valuable insights on the life comparison between UAE as opposed to Canada. But before I delve any deeper into this video, I request give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Honest Reviews Canada. So when we compare life in Canada to life in the Middle East, the first and the foremost reason we draw this comparison is because we're concerned about our future. We want to invest our time and effort in something that would give us long-term gains. We're all concerned about our safety, security, as well as growth in life. We all want to be in a place working where we can secure our futures as well as the futures of our loved ones, including our children. The UAE provides a very vibrant, colorful and lively environment for the expats. UAE is a place full of tourist attractions, wonderful cuisines from all over the world, a perfect blend and amalgamation of cultures from different parts of the world, which is why Dubai is called the melting pot of cultures. That's a place where people from different countries and cultures with their unique backgrounds come together, live together, enjoy everything together. Despite doing all that, the differences between them never dissipate. Meaning the system and the legal framework and law structure provides people with the facility of coexisting with people coming from cultures and systems that have a strike contrast with their own. I love the UAE for its beautiful weather, for the richness of cultures, for the display of opulence and the outstanding growth Dubai has achieved over a span of the last few decades. However, reality strikes and people are not making enough to earn a living or save enough. I stayed in Dubai from 2015 to 2018. And in my 2 to 2.5 years of stay in Dubai, I realized I am just working enough to survive there. Culture and system was very favorable for Muslim families to raise their children. However, money is the ground reality, and talking about the average money people are making in Dubai, back then when I was there, it used to be 4,000 dirhams. 4,000 dirhams might be enough for an individual to survive, making a lot of compromises on the standard of living, but they can never suffice for an individual to keep his family there and educate his children in the schools in Dubai. If at all, there has to be a family. All members have to work in order to contribute, bring something to the table, and keep the vehicle running. Like I used to get 8,000 dirhams there, and my salary was increased to 10,000 dirhams after 2 years of working there. But even that 10,000 dirhams was just enough for me to bring my wife to Dubai and get a studio apartment on rent. And after all that, we would be lucky if we saved 1,000 dirhams a month. And I wondered, if that's the only saving I'm going to make, keeping my family here in Dubai, then I'd better just go back to Pakistan, because 1,000 dirhams back in 2017 meant almost 30,000 Pakistani rupees. And people on average, educated people, I'm talking about skilled people, people who are doctors or engineers, would be making anywhere from 70 to 80,000 rupees per month in Pakistan, which was close to 2 to 3 times as much as I would be able to save keeping my family in Dubai. That is what made me realize that staying in Dubai only meant slavery in a way. I'm using the word slavery not because we were oppressed, but because we were just earning enough to sustain our living, to survive there, and basically keep offering the prime years of our life, our youth, and our energy to the development of a country that was giving us nothing in terms of saving in return. That's what made me realize that I need to go to a place where I can earn more, I can save more, and not only that, I wanted to move to a place that I could call home long term. A place where if I was ever laid off, I would not have to leave that country. You have to have work, you have to have job in order for you to stay in Dubai, or you got to have your own business or something that would sustain you through the tough times. It's not like you're going to get your permanent residence or citizenship. At least it was not like this back then. So this fear of losing job was like a sword constantly hanging over my head. And I hated that despite all the hard work I'm putting in my job, there was absolutely nothing assuring me that I would be able to keep it forever. And it's anyway not recommendable for a person to keep working in one place forever, to find better opportunities for yourself. And every single time you find a new job, it's a new hassle, it's a new challenge, because all dynamics, all factors have changed. So it would be a constant struggle for me trying to switch from job to job, finally save a few bucks. And that's what made me delve deeper into considering options of migrating from the UAE to countries that would be willing to give me permanent residence. And that's when I decided to apply for the permanent residence of Canada. I did it all by myself. I didn't hire any consultants or anything. I simply went to cic.gc.ca and applied as a federal skilled worker. Under the federal skilled workers program, I used the express entry stream. It's another thing that despite it's called express entry, it took them almost 4.5 years to process my application thereafter, and I was finally able to come to Canada in 2023. Now, since I have come to Canada and it's been almost a year and a half that I have been here, when I draw a comparison between life in Canada and life in Dubai, I think I feel much safer and at much more peace with everything compared to when I used to be in Dubai. Talking about the beauty of the country, I think Canada has far more natural beauty. Canada is full of beautiful mountains and lush green plain lands and clear blue skies. Yes, the winters are a little harsh, but it's all manageable when you have your own vehicle and you're dressed appropriately. Talking about the job security, I think it's much better in Canada than it used to be in Dubai, because even if you're laid off, you're covered by unemployment insurance, and then so much benefits you get in Canada because of raising children that we cannot even imagine staying in Dubai. Canada is a place where my stay is not tied to work. Even if I'm laid off, I'd be staying here. Canada is a country with very bright future prospects for immigrants, and it's a hot spot for immigrants, which makes sense for people to invest in property, because so many people want to come to Canada that they see a substantial rise in the price of their properties. I know the tax system of Canada is a bit harsh, but talking about saving and affordability, I think it's a little more in Canada as compared to Dubai, because even with no taxes in Dubai, people are just making enough to survive there. And I'm talking about most of the people. I agree there are people who are making upwards of 20,000 dirhams a month. They're able to save good money, but they have to work their off in Dubai to be able to make that kind of money. And talking about savings, I have learned from my personal experience in life that no matter how much money you create, if you want to save money and you want to build wealth and you just want to keep money, things happen in life. You go through circumstances and you lose all that accumulated wealth. So the best approach is to live in the moment and have the best and live the best. Staying in Dubai, I was able to save a few bucks staying in a shared accommodation, and you wouldn't believe I used to live in a room full of 7 people. And we used to share a bathroom. Oftentimes, I would find the bathroom too dirty to use. The washing machine used to be always full of clothes from other people. Being careless, they used to leave their laundry in the washing machine even after the clothes had been washed. There were several occasions of heated arguments between me and others because the kitchen space was too limited. All of us had to work on preparing our own meals ourselves. So you can imagine sharing your room with 7 people, staying in a bed space, paying so much for it, leaving for work early morning and coming late in the evening. That was pretty much what my life was all about in Dubai. And that's also pretty much what's the life of most of the people making even good money in Dubai. I agree, in Canada you also have to work, but there's a lot of work-life balance. With respect to acceptability, inclusion, people's tendency help you integrate into the system, I think it's much better in Canada than it used to be in Dubai. Nothing against Dubai, but people in Canada have generally been more polite and welcoming, and I'm particularly talking about the native Canadians here. Talking about child education and expenses associated with it, in Canada, public schooling is free. You don't even have to pay for the logistics expense, meaning the pick and drop service for your child in Canada. Whereas in Dubai, not only you have to pay for that, but you also have to pay hefty amounts to the schools educating your children. Canada is a place where people come from all over the world for higher education. And when your children would be studying here in Canada from the basic levels, it would be much easier and possible for them to get outstanding degrees when they reach of age. Old age benefits are in Canada. It's not only possible for people to keep full families in Canada, but beyond that, the bigger your family, the more children, the more child benefit you get in Canada. I'm not saying you should keep making children just because every child would bring you Canada child benefit, but the point I want to make here is that you can live as a family in Canada, and the system, the environment, the culture is much more favorable for an individual living with family in Canada as opposed to raising your family in the UAE. So these were just a few points that I wanted to touch while comparing life in the Middle East as opposed to life in Canada. I've talked about job security, I've talked about child education, I've talked about this feeling of belongingness and the possibility to call the place you work at your home, your long-term home. Do let me know what you think. What are your views? What are your views and insights on life in Dubai and life in Canada? What do you think is better for a person? Do let me know in the comments below. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.